Didier de Fontaine. I'm the first to speak, of course. Yes, this title is quite encompassing, and the answer to it is very difficult to find. In fact, philosophers have been debating this question for centuries, I would say. What we are going to do is to try to answer it by coming a little bit closer through science. Science, I think, has pretty much supplanted philosophy. There is a philosophy professor here, so I should be a little bit careful about saying such a thing. But anyway, it's true that, for example, when you think about the problem of the origin of the universe, I don't think philosophy has gotten very close. However, in science, in cosmology, and we're going to talk about that, we have come to within a small fraction of a millisecond of the origin of the universe. This is pretty close indeed. However, the instant of creation, that is still a mystery. So what we are going to do next, well, first of all, I should say that, as Susan said, this is going to be a team taught, and I shall teach the first two lectures and the part of the last two. And I shall be talking mostly about physics, which is a difficult subject, I realize, and cosmology. And what we are going to do is investigate certain things in science, particularly, for example, the discovery of the Higgs particle, which is very recent. We are going to talk about the acceleration of the universe, acceleration expansion, and also the multiverse, which is a rather controversial idea, which I'll try to explain. And also I'll be talking a little bit about the evolution of mankind, and in particular, the strange notion, which is now quite firmly established, that present humankind has important import from Neanderthal genes, which is rather strange, but it has been discovered a few years ago. And I think that unfortunately my time is up, but Jan will talk about what he's going to talk about. No, he's going to talk about biology, and so I will leave him to do that.
Thank you, Didier.
Good morning, I'm Jan Linhart, and yes, physics is difficult, but you know what? Biology is easy, so it's okay. I'm the biologist. I'm especially interested in genetics, ecology, and evolution, and I have worked in these fields for about 40 years. I've also worked in these fields and taught these fields in several countries, and so I like to think that one of my contributions is that I bring both a synthetic and an international perspective on these various topics. Clearly, there's no way to cover these fields in 3 lectures, but what I'll hopefully do is open a few doors, give you a few glimpses of some interesting matters in these areas. And in the process, I will try to let you understand why these topics are relevant to both the proper functioning of the world we live in and our own lives. Thus, for example, for many people, including some scientists, evolution is a very grand play. It involves a stately flow of millions of years. We imagine fossils that are archived in layers of rock. We imagine the colonization of land by early vertebrates, the decline and fall of the dinosaurs, mastodon and such. So to be sure, those are part of the sagas of evolution, but in fact, evolution is happening every day. In simple terms, evolution can be defined as change of genetic makeup of populations over successive generations. So yes, there is a historical perspective, but there's also a happening right now component to it. And by the way, evolution is hot, and it is in the news. For example, any number of members of the new Congress will be keen to deny its existence. Okay? Meanwhile, as we all know, doctors and their patients struggle with the consequences of the evolution of antibiotic resistance. Farmers have to contend with very tough bugs that are munching on their crops. We worry about GMO plants, and, by the way, our own genetic constitutions as populations are changing. So these are some of the reasons why I look forward to discussing these topics with you. Thank you very much.
Jan, thank you.